Hi everyone, it's me Wildest, and today I want to just do something a bit different. My channel name is Wildest Gameplay and Football News, so it makes sense for me to do something other than just, standard Arsenal news or, standard paper talk, that sort of stuff. And something that most football fans are probably thinking is that, there's a month to go to the start of the Prem season and all the other seasons and all that stuff. Not much really on to watch or get interested in, and then I thought, hey, what am I being an idiot for? The Olympic football is coming. In fact, it starts on Thursday, I think. So, I don't really know much about the Olympic teams. I know that there's an age cap for some of the players, and then the rest are below the age. No, above the age. Yeah, that's it. I think it's 23 years old is the max age they can be, and then they choose a selection of overage players. And so yeah, I just wanted to do a little review of two teams from each group, which I think are going to be actual contenders. I'm not going to do all of them because that would be just such a long video. So yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and start with the first team that I'm going to talk about is the hosts, Great Britain. I'm British, and I really want them to do well. I want the whole of the Great Britain to do well in all of the Olympics, in all the sports, and all that stuff. Many gold and silver and bronze medals as we can get. I hear we're really good at cycling and whatnot, but for football, just like at the World Cup or Euros, we don't generally do that good. And funny enough, Great Britain have not had a team at the Olympics for 52 years, which is a really long time, in my opinion. And the manager, Stuart Pearce, he's had experience of, doing managing under 21s and all that shit. But we've got a really good team. A decent team, I think. The senior players which I know of, we have Giggs, we've got Ramsey, we've got Sturridge, Bellamy, who else have we got there? I don't even remember, to be honest. But we've got a lot of good players. And the mix between the younger players, like I know Danny Rose, there's Tom Cleverley. Oh yeah, I remember actually the other ones. There's Adam Johnson who plays for Man City, and then there's obviously Scott Sinclair who plays for Swansea. But the other ones who I don't really know about or haven't heard of, who are also in the squad, players like Bertrand, players like Bennett, players like Allen. You guys probably know more about these players than I do, but I'm pretty oblivious when it comes to lower players or youth players at times. But yeah, I think we've got a good squad. But I did watch the game the other day against Brazil, and we were quite shocking. Didn't like it at all. Because it's a tournament, you do need the best players to step up and really just do it for the team. I don't know why they didn't select Beckham. He would have been fine for it, perfect for it. Bit of experience, a lot of technique, and great player all round, but instead they went for Giggs. Which begs the question was whether Giggs would be able to perform and really make an impact on the whole tournament. If he's the captain or whoever or the main player, he's got to make an impact for the whole team. Him and Ramsey, especially I reckon, they're in the midfield. And obviously Sturridge and Bellamy got to be scoring the goals. So England have a really good squad. And I think for me, the key players in each position is obviously Nick Richards in defence, Ramsey and Giggs in the field, and then Sturridge up front. I think these guys are going to be ones that either win it for us or lose for us. If they all perform, we're all going to be fine, in my opinion. Okay, the next team in Group A is Uruguay that I'm going to review. And everyone knows that Uruguay are actually a really good team, actually. They won the most recent Copa America. They got to the third place game in the World Cup in 2006. Yeah, in 2006. No, it wasn't 2006. What am I on about? In 2010, in South Africa, they got to the third place playoff against Germany. Then they lost that game. But other than that, they have really good players in most areas of the pitch, and they might not be Brazil or Argentina, but they've got so much talent everywhere. I know the senior players that they've chosen are ones that we all know. Cavani, Suarez, Rodriguez, I believe, and well, that's obviously the main ones that I know of. you guys probably recognise more from other teams. But they also noticed they got Sebastian Coates, who plays for Liverpool. They've got a goalkeeper I've heard of, Campana. So yeah, they've got a really decent squad, and you know they're gonna be people to reckon with because apparently they won most of their games in qualifying. They're just straight through win, and I'm gonna be looking forward to watching their games so much because any South American team is normally brings finesse and the thing you really want to see, and I'm gonna expect that from Uruguay as well. Uh, Despite my anyone's opinions about Suarez, I actually want him to do well and score a lot of goals because he's a great player. He makes you want to watch the game, and if he gets top goal scorer, I'll be actually pretty happy. So if I had one person I was going to bet on for top goal scorer, it would be probably Suarez because he is a quality player. Okay, moving on to Group B, we have Mexico, and Mexico are actually a really good team. Um, they're again from South America. They have good players and they've got a lot of finesse. And in qualifying, they scored 26 goals, won all 5 of their games on the way, and everyone knows that gonna be one of them teams that they either make it, just about make it, or they just fall off and just lose. In my opinion, they're either gonna go and get quite far, like third place, maybe fourth place, or they're gonna just fiddle out and not even get there to begin with. Immediately, the names I recognise are Giovanni Dos Santos, who came from Barcelona, plays for Tottenham, or one team like that, I think. There's Peralta, Jimenez, Carlos Salcido, who plays for Fulham a little bit. And there's obviously a lot of players that I don't know, but I'm going to enjoy getting to know them when I see the actual tournament going on. I think they can do well. Yeah, I don't really know much about Mexico, so that's about it really. The other team in Group B who I think is going to get past the group stage is, who will not do well, is Korea Republic. This is actually their 6th consecutive appearance in Olympic football, which is quite, not unusual, but it's really well done for them because they're not really on the levels of international football, senior level in the big competitions, but they must do well at this certain level consistently enough for them to be here 6 times in a row. The only player I recognise immediately off the top is Park Chu-young, but obviously they've had former stars like Park Ji-sung, who used to play for them, Lee Chun-yong, I think he played for Bolton, might be mistaken. But apparently there's a few to watch this time around, and that's Kim Bo-kyung, who's a midfielder, and also Koo Ja-seo, who's an attacking midfielder. They had 3 wins and 3 draws on the way to getting here, and they only scored 8 goals while conceding only 2, but I'm not sure about their qualifying. I think it was slightly different, because if they only scored 8 goals, Mexico scored about 23, and that would indicate that they're going to get slaughtered, but I think it should be quite balanced. And apparently, Korea's under-23 side are on a 14-match unbeaten streak since 2011, pulling a Spain thing over there. Didn't expect that, but every one of these teams that I'm highlighting are dangerous, and I think that every team's got to be alert and ready. Moving on to Group C, and probably the tournament favourites, and yeah, they're definitely the favourites. Brazil! I have to say, I watched them play against England, and they were amazingly good. They should have scored a lot more goals. I'm surprised they didn't, but there you go. That's just football. There's so many things to talk about with Brazil. The players, the talent, the skills, the finesse, the names, it's all there. All the names that I know immediately from looking at the squad. I've heard of Neto before. I know Rafael, Thiago Silva, Marcelo, Romelu, Danilo, Sandro. Who else do I know? Also Alex Sandro, the defender. I know Oscar, Ganso, Lucas, Daniel, Neymar, Hulk, Pato. All of these players I've heard of and are definitely first teamers in their respective places. Just look at their forwards. Daniel, Neymar, Hulk and Pato. It's really ridiculous. I mean, Neymar himself, he can He's the headline for the whole team. He's like the current face of Brazil. He used to be people like Ronaldinho or Kaká or whoever, but he's the one who's really bringing it forward now. And it's interesting to note that Brazil never actually won Olympic gold medal. So they will. This looks like the team that is most likely to bring it home. Ronaldinho has played for the Olympic team previously. He wasn't able to bring it home. But if Neymar and co are able to bring it home, then this could be the start of the great Brazil squad. And obviously bringing success to the nation back and bringing them momentum towards the World Cup that's happening in Brazil. But yeah, key players obviously Ganso, Neymar, Pato, Hulk. They're gonna really bring it, and every other team needs to be on it. And not to say that any other team is not as good because I don't know the players, but these guys are the favourites, and to be the favourites, you got to be the best. Everyone else is an underdog on the scales. There you go, Brazil. I'm picking them for the win. Okay, next team is Egypt, and I think that they are going to be, how do you say, an unlikely team that's going to do really, really well, because I remember they won the African Cup of Nations not that long ago, and since then they sort of dwindled. I haven't really heard much from them, don't really know many individual players, but in qualifying they won. They played 9 games, won 5. They did lose 3 and draw 1, but they scored 12 goals from 9 games, and that's pretty decent. Apparently the key players are El Shenawi, Eldin Ahmed, Sherwinda, and Mohsen and El Nene. All of these names I've never heard before, but I'm sure they're all going to be great players, and I look forward to seeing them. And also, interesting to know that 8 different players scored on the way to then get into the Olympics, qualifying for the Olympics, and not many teams get loads of different scorers, and that's always something to look out for. That because if most people on the pitch can score for them, they're always going to be a danger. Egypt, I'm looking at you to do well in this competition. Don't prove me wrong. So we move on to the second favourite team, and Spain. World Cup champions, Euro champions twice in a row, Confederations Cup champions. They've won everything. They've won everything in their way so far. One thing left is the Olympic gold medal, and they have a really good team again. Not as many names that I know from Brazil, but like I do in Brazil, but nonetheless many great players. They've got David De Gea, who's from Manchester United. He actually had a good first season for United, even though he started off really bad and he's quite short. He's still a quality player and he'll save a lot of shots, like loads. So if they've got him, he's like a first team player in a Premier League club as their goalkeeper, then that's really good for them. Also in defence, Jordi Alba helped Spain win the Euros literally about a month ago. He's just signed for Barcelona, and he's going to be so dangerous, getting forward all the time. He scored in the final, I think, against Italy. He's going to be. I didn't realise he's this young. I'm not sure if he qualifies for the young side or if he's overage, but he's been chosen and he's going to do a job. Also, there's Alvaro Dominguez. I've heard of him. Apicuelta, I believe, and Montoya. I know all those defenders. And in midfield, they've got Javi Martinez, they've got Koke, they've got Romeu. I don't know any other players. I like the sound of Iramendi. There, that looks about right to me. Number 20. But up front, they have Mata, Tello, and Rodrigo. And Lopez, Adrian Lopez. All these players. Juan Mata, he played 5-10 minutes of the Euros, scored a goal. Say no more at all. I mean, previous players who have played for Spain in the Olympics, like Xavi, Puyol, even Guardiola himself, they haven't yet won a gold medal. They've won silver medal before, but this would be one of the best times in their history to even go off and win a gold medal in football, and it's well within their reaches. So I say Spain are the second favourites, even though I'd much rather say Great Britain are second favourites, Spain. And the final team I'm going to talk about is the Samurai Blues. Yep, Japan. Japan are in the Olympics, and it's really encouraging to see them in here since they were in the World Cup back in 2006, and they did pretty well then, even though they came up against teams like Brazil. And they get it much better. They were also in the World Cup in 2010, and there were so many stars which I saw, like Honda, the free kick specialist. Uh, he was amazing. His free kicks were just sick, as good or better than Ronaldo in my opinion. But yeah, I mean, I don't recognize any of these players because obviously most of them I don't see from the Premier League or anything like that. But apparently, the key players to watch for this tournament is the goalkeeper, Gonda, the forward, Yuki Otsu, and the defender, Hiroki Sakai. And all of these players sound like they're going to be amazing. Believe it or not. And apparently, in qualifying, they scored 17 goals and only conceded 6 in 8 games over 2 rounds. And that's pretty impressive. To score 17 goals in 8 games. That's more than two. That's more than two. That's about two a game. Excuse me for stuttering. 2 a game, man. Depending on the opposition, it's never going to be easy. And they only lost 1 time as well, so that's them almost sorted. I think if they get their preparation right, then they're going to be a deadly team. I'm going to try and post more videos while the Olympics is going on. Keep going with updates. Like I said, this is sort of new for me as well. I don't normally report on these type of different events and that, but I'm looking forward to it. I hope you enjoy it and stay tuned for some more.